Rosie here, Remedial Hatha Yoga teacher, and today I'd like to take you through a yoga flow. Our yoga flow is where you link poses together with the breathing to create a cycle, and then we continue that cycle as many times as you like, depending on how hard you want to work. It is a hard workout though. This particular flow will target the muscles of the upper body, so you'll feel the upper back muscles, the shoulders, biceps, triceps, pectoral muscle, and of course the core muscles, which will be working hard throughout the flow. There may be someone watching this for the first time that hasn't done this particular yoga flow before. So let's do each of the poses slowly first of all, so we all know what we're doing, and then we'll put them together into the actual flow. When we come to the actual flow, we'll do 2 full cycles. If anyone wants to do more than that, then feel free to go back to the beginning and do it again. But let's see how we do just 2 first. So let's do them slowly first of all. On to hands and knees. Whenever you're on hands and knees, do your best to keep the hands underneath the shoulders, and even more importantly, fingers facing forwards, because it's much kinder for the wrists. You tuck the toes. Our first flow pose is called downward facing dog. On a breath out, you straighten your legs, pushing against the floor of the hands, tailbone high, easing the weight of your body as far behind you over the hips as you can. The heels go down toward the floor, the knees are gently pushing back behind you, and as you push those knees back, you'll feel quite a strong stretch behind the knees. If that's too much, let your knees bend a little bit. That's absolutely fine. Modify or tweak every pose to make it more comfortable for you. But over time, as those muscles get looser and stronger, the heels will go a little closer to the floor, the knees will go a little further back, but remember to keep pushing the weight behind you and the tailbone up to the ceiling. We hold our downward dog for a lovely long slow breath out. Then as we breathe in, we gently bring ourselves down onto our elbows. I say very gently, never fall down onto your elbows, and one at a time for safety. Over time, as you get stronger with the upper body, you'll be able to bring both elbows down together. Everything else remains as it was. This is dolphin. We're going to hold dolphin for a lovely long breath in. Then as we breathe out, we're going to walk back into plank. You can walk the elbows forward a little bit as well if you prefer. In plank, we need to have this lovely straight line from shoulders to heels. You're lifting out from the shoulders all the time. The tailbone is tucked under, pushing the backs and knees toward the ceiling. In a plank, it's very easy to get tired, and you might find yourself sinking down to the floor with the hips all into the chest. So what we're trying to do here is really remain rigid in this pose, lovely straight line. It is one of the best core workouts there is. And for that reason, we're going to hold our plank for 2 deep breaths when we come to do it in our flow. That way you get plenty of time to enjoy it. After you've done our 2 breaths in plank, we gently bring the knees to the mat, bottom all the way back to your heels. Arms are stretched out in front of you, and this is simply known as an extended arm child pose. Put in simply for 1 deep breath to give your back a chance to have a breather, have a little rest and a stretch. When we've completed our breath in extended arm child, on our next breath in, we move into our next pose, which is called active cobra. Remember with active cobra to keep the hands where they are. They're going to want to creep forward slowly. Try and fight the urge to let the hands come forward and allow the core to do the work instead of the arms. So here we are coming into our active cobra, hands still. Elbows up, bottoms up, chest down, nose almost on the floor. Once you're in this position, then you start to move slowly along your mat, almost touching the mat with your nose, tailbone still pointing to the ceiling, through your own arms and into Cobra 3. Cobra 3, elbows are bent, everything beneath the navel stays on the floor. This is Cobra 3, and after that, you're going to tuck the toes on a breath out. We're going to come back into our lovely downward dog. I did a straight leg lift into downward dog. If you prefer, you can come onto the knees first and then straighten your legs from there. This is downward dog. Then on a breath in, we're very gently going to come into incline plank this time. Incline plank, as with any plank position, needs to be rigid. Lifting out from the shoulders, your tailbone is tucked under, the abs are contracted, pushing the backs and knees up toward the ceiling. Wonderful upper body strengthening pose. Our final pose is actually a movement known as a swallow dive. You're going to start to bend the elbows, tailbone still high, try to make contact with the floor, chest first, then the rib cage, then the hips, then the thighs, and back into Cobra 3. And that is our flow. So now we're going to try to do those poses all linked together with breathing. 2 cycles. Let's see how we do. Obviously stop and start if you need to have a breather at any point. So we'll go through 2 cycles. Hands onto shoulders. Tuck your toes. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, we are in downward dog. Keep pushing against the floor, still breathing out, still breathing out. On the breath in, gently one elbow at a time to bring you into dolphin pose. Still breathing in, so remember we really have to lengthen out and prolong the breathing. Then very carefully, next time you breathe out, walk your feet back or edge the elbows forward into plank. Keep lifting out the shoulders, tailbone tucked under, push back with the knees. Lovely. Stay where you are for another nice, long, slow, deep breath out. Carefully, knees to your mat, bottom back to heels, stretch the spine. Here we are in our lovely extended arm child. Okay, get ready now. Breathing in, elbows up, bottoms up, chest down, nose almost touching the floor. Along your mat, through your own arms, and into Cobra 3. Tuck your toes, breathing out. Straight leg lift or onto knees first, back into downward dog. Breathing in, incline plank this time. Remember, straight line from shoulder to heel. And finally on the breath out, swallow diving, chest, rib cage, hips, thighs, into Cobra 3. Second cycle, breathe out, downward dog. Still breathing out, still breathing out. Breathing in carefully, elbows to your mat, tailbone still high. Breathing out, walking back into plank. You can edge the elbows forward, remember if you wish. Lovely straight line, that's what matters. Good, hold it for another deep breath. Then as you breathe out, knees to your mat, bottom back to your heels, stretch the spine. Remember to keep the hands still now, breathing in active cobra, elbows up, bottoms up, nose almost on the floor, through your own arms, into Cobra 3. You're doing well. Tuck the toes, straight leg lift, into downward facing dog. Breathing in, incline plank, lovely straight line. Good, breathing out, swallow dive, chest, rib cage, hips, thighs, into Cobra 3. Well done, you've just completed 2 full cycles of our flow. Feel free to do more if you like. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I see you again soon. Thank you for watching.